Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Roads with me, Break It Dawn. Let's head to Koorda. We don't actually have a reason to go there at the moment, so we already got the medicine we need for Mick. But it's right here. Just a hop and a skip away. A panel a day keeps the darkness at bay. How's it? Give me a home among the gum trees. These graves are lovingly tended, not a single flower is out of place. Some wheat. Nice quiet spot for a whiz and a whistle. Scrap. An emu. Had a great uncle that had a couple emu. Emus? Emai? Not sure what the plural is for emu. It's emu or emus. Is that a hatch? Or some sort of graphics error? Is that a place? Chasing me. A didgeridoo at the heart of every corroboree. So my great uncle I just mentioned that had emus also made didgeridoos. Some dollars, sunflowers, and medicinal herb. Push medicine in the palm of your hand, restores 12 hit points and cures poison. Scorching by day, freezing by night, the desert has it all. It does. I spent both a winter and a summer in the desert. A fire-making kit comes with everything you need to loftily start a fire anywhere, much to Smokey the Bear's chagrin. I think the highest it was when I was in the desert was 135 or 134. Not that 1 degree makes much of a difference. I'll move over, dogs. Drought-resistant crops are man's best friend now. I can't talk to these guys. Let's talk to the stranger then. This amiable man, is tending to some carrots in the veggie patch. He stands to greet you with a hand on his hat. Kaya wants you to Koorda, my friend. This is beautiful Noongar country where, if you look after it, it looks after you. He winks at you, grinning. Who taught you how to tend the land? He smiles softly at the memory. My mum. Rip. Or rest in peace. Always kept our food supply steady. I followed her footsteps in doing the same for Koorda. Makes me feel like she's still around me. And plus, I love how people react when I give them food. He looks down at his dirt-encrusted hands. Food makes people happy. What do you grow here? It depends on the weather, as everything is grown in its own season. I grow food for Koorda, and also medicinal plants. Can I speak to Uncle Koya? I've got questions about the items he wanted retrieved. Sure. I could get Count Koya for you now. Kaya, isn't this a beautiful place to rest your feet? Let's see what you've got. Nice small first aid kit, turpentine. Balga resin. Gathered from the balga tree to be used in fires, medicines, bush tucker, and more. Tranquilizer. Made from sticky goodenia leaves. Tranquilizers are usually used on sick animals needing care. Fruit, potatoes, mushrooms, peas, meat, red kangaroo pelts, and small water bottle. They are considered a quest item. I'm going to grab these while we're here. Wait, does this count as a, You know what? It's considered junk, but I think we need this handsaw for a quest too, and it's considered junk, so I'm not going to sell it. Sell this stuff. I will sell the opal. Hopefully it doesn't come up. Wow, you have a lot of trade goods. Clearly a skill. I reckon you should meet the follow who runs our barter cruise, as he'd be put to good use. Follow me. He gestures towards the door of this shack behind him. Follow Ngama. I don't think he ever introduced himself. Uncle smiles and opens his arms wide. Kaya wants you to Koorda. I know Koya asked you to come, so you're safe with us. Auntie gives you a small wave and smiles warmly. Kaya and Gani, Quail Mom, Yak, Acacia. I know I'm butchering this. And just so you know, we are Mort from the Noongar Nation, which has 14 different clan groups. Right now we're on Ngaji Buja. Anyway, make sure you respect Buja as you move about on it. Now tell us why you're really here. Auntie studies you, arms crossed. I was in the neighborhood. Figured I'd drop by. Chu Kandardi. I wouldn't have told you to come here if I knew you were cheeky. Nobody likes a smart aleck here. You can go just as easy as you came. Uncle looks around at the others and seems to relent. But you're here now. You may as well make the most of it. I assume they'd appreciate the joke. Alright, DJ, get cracking. Give our guests the royal tour. Make sure you introduce them to the Budia here. And since you gathered good trading knowledge to convince Ngama to let you use the lift, you ask Benar if he wants some help. Auntie holds up a hand to stall you before you walk away. As you make your way around, don't forget about me. Drop in. I'd love to have more of a yarn with you. I'm always up for new company. Auntie gives another small wave as she departs. He turns to you thoughtful. Okay, so a few mob we need to see, including elders and other Mort in the community. We'll start with the Conk Norn, as he didn't come meet us. Probably busy with the library. Let's check there first. Okay. This is a little more than a shack, isn't it? Also, that's really pretty. With this wealth of knowledge, Koorda might just be one of the richest towns in West Aus. Uncle's wearing an embroidered hat and talking quietly to a young woman beside him. Upon your approach, he turns to greet you. Kaya, a good book is a window to another world. How can I be of assistance? The elders told me to come and introduce myself. I'm Mari, and that's Conk Norn. She studies your group. Where are you from? I'm a farmhand from down near Wandering Way. Oh, Wandering. Another cute little town that's a blip on the map. You can always use the skills of a farmhand around here. Anyway, Conk, I'd love to do that trade for you. I have to go check on Mom Yak Wetch's resting place. Make sure it's tidy. True yarn. Mari is always full of passion about things, Una. And make sure you learn all you can from her while you're here. If you want to yarn more, Keep doing your rounds in Koorda. Thanks, Conk. 5000 XP. Thanks, Conk. I hope we get time to yarn with Mari after seeing the other fellas here. But we might have some questions for you now, though. What does Mari do here? Mari does programs for a young mob to learn traditional way and see what they're good at they might want to follow down the track. She's a good girl. She helps me in the library, too. You've always been Koorda's librarian. I actually took over from my old fellows, so I pretty much grew up around books. It makes me very happy to see our collection of knowledge grow for our community over the seasons. What's your favorite book? Uncle smiles. There's a book in here that is an old dictionary. It was worked on by elders hundreds of years ago with a white fellow that recorded their language, and the dialect is so beautiful. Just knowing there are the old words from Koorda makes my court sing. I look at it every day, actually. Do you know where we can find someone named Benar? He pretends to adjust a coat. Just look out for a flash fella, dressed to the nines. A bit too formal for my liking, but each to their own. Bye. Order 1. He puts down the book he was reading and grins. Hiya Wanju. Hope you find something to stimulate the mind. Hiya Wanju. I'm Dejet. Or Diet. And welcome to my Wobidak greenhouse. We're all family here. You may have met my brother Ngama, who works above ground. We all work as a team. When my plants need a little Ngank, or Ngonk, I send them to him. And when Ngonk is too strong, he sends his to me. He gives you a dazzling smile. What does Dejet mean? She touches the flowers in her hair. We have many names for different flowers, but to just say flower is Dejet. My Marmon thought I looked as pretty as a Dejet. Marmon always said if a flower can survive and thrive in this harsh weather, it can do so anywhere. So I went from 1A to 2As. Well, there's a few typos in the dialogue. How do the plants get enough sunlight? She points to the large stained glass windows above the both of you. See those Wobidak windows? They let the natural light in, and then it bounces off the sculpture in the middle of the area here. Proper deadly, eh? It was actually Karak's idea to make the light better down here by using the sculpture, and he worked with our elders to build it. Side note, he's quite stubborn, but he's super smart. I could be prouder of my Nguni. Nguni, yeah. How did you start taking care of the greenhouse? He looks towards the marketplace with a smile. I'm so grateful to all my Nguni, as they helped me get this really important job which I love so much. It was really overgrown to start with, and wasn't good for growing anything. But with love and care, here we are. My Ngonk always said, son and mum. I always said, you are what you eat. Taking care of Buja keeps Buja happy. And it will take care of you. I felt deadly making my mort. I feel good from the inside out by working here. So I'm surprised a lot of these words weren't highlighted before. But Buja means country, mort means people. Ngonk means son or mum. The plants look beautiful. You've done a good job. Her smile's like sunshine after rain. Oh, thank you. You don't want to see my nails, and my hands need some good moisturizer. It's hard, bloody work. What's your brother like? She laughs. Which one? Brock and Gama, my direct Nguni, my hundreds of other Nguni. Brothers. Brother. I like to know about Ngama. He's a farmer on the surface, as you know. He has a really kind court. He's not afraid to be led by it. He inspires me, as he was actually meant to be our next firekeeper. He knew it wasn't for him and found his own path. Tell me about Karak. Karak is a mechanic who's also a pretty useful magic man. Almost like Mabarn, but for fixing things. Conk Molly gets nervous about magic, but I love it. Please keep that to yourself, blabbermouth I am. Oh, there's a comma there. Who are your hundreds of other Nguni? Well, all over Noongar country, my mother and father have over 80 first cousins on both sides. You can imagine how many cousins I have. Our cousins are also our brothers and sisters, and even if you're not related but develop a bond as a brother and sister, you have to call them brother or sister as well. Confusing, I know. But wherever you go, you've got family. That means you'll never be short of anyone to call for help or love. Well, why didn't Ngama become Firekeeper? She laughs a little, embarrassed. Oh, well, Ngama knows Karak wanted to be Firekeeper to impress our dad. He also preferred managing the land, as Mum used to. It was easy for him to say no. Almost. Bye. Koorda 1. Hiya Wanju, you're back. Now my reading's a little stunted, but I am trying to read a language unfamiliar to me as I go. That's okay. We're learning together. Speak to Uncle Koya. He smiles. Hiya Kobadak Mort. The beautiful people. Any clue where the basic rope could be? It's just on the inside of his cheek. Before I came here, I spent some time east at a place called Kalgoorlie. Maybe they've archived it somewhere. Any clue where the black rectangle could be? The Smiths love a good blackmail like I love my Kwandong. I reckon you should take a gander at Angela's office. Uncle, can you tell me a story? I can't help but listen with great respect, because one of my favorite seasons is coming up. The Kwandong season. Kwandong is a red berry that comes in the first hot season of the year, depending on the weather. Usually around late October to early November. The Kwandong was something we would eat raw, or our mums and aunties would make jam, which we would eat with lovely hot damper. There are many Kwandong trees in our Abuja, our country. We would all keep a close eye on when they were getting ripe. It was first in, first served at the Kwandong season. If you snoozed, you lose, was the motto, as we love the taste of the Kwandong. As well as Western Australia, the Kwandong is found in South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria, and small parts of Queensland. Fun uncle fact, we'd use the nuts to make necklaces and also crack the nuts open to eat the inside of the nut, which tastes like a creamy mousse. Tell me the Kwandong story. Same one. Alright, bye. Koorda 1. Look after yourself. Wild world out there. Quick peek over here. Alright. Hiya, Bub. When traveling on Koorda Buja, be mindful of our community and have respect. What do you do around Koorda? Bub, what don't I do? I'm the old walking encyclopedia on all things Noongar. I used to go around and check on Buja and Mort to see that everything was ticking as it should. But now they send people to me for a once-over, as my radar is pretty good at screening mob who come here. When DJ came, I gave him a few things to do to see if he had what it took to be part of Koorda, and he passed with flying colors. Aw, thanks, Mom Yak. He's practically glowing at the compliment. Make sure you keep on the straight and narrow, because we'll be watching you like a hawk. What's it like being on the council? Well, it's a lot of responsibility and a lot of expectation, but I love it. I love my home here, want to be a part of keeping it a nice place to live. Bye. While you're on your travels around Koorda, help out where you can and stay out of trouble. Yarn. Where can I find Benar? Benar is someone special, surrounded by precious things. Is that all you have to say on Benar? He chuckles. Good luck, fella. Tell me about Auntie Acacia. Sister Acacia, she's our backbone here. She leads by example and has a Kwabadak court. Beautiful heart. That court meant people. Did I use that? It could mean both. What's a person without a heart, right? But she can also be hard to steal in her own way, so don't mess with her to see that side. She's also a Mabarn woman and uses it the right way, for good. Not like Karak. He frowns. You seriously get your kicks telling everyone how much of a failure I am to you, Una Dad. Tell me about Auntie Carla. Oh, Valet's sister Carla. Well, she's got the right name, Carla, as it means fire and she is fiery. She'll tell you how it is and never beats around the bush. Don't judge her by her age, as her mind is sharp and her comebacks are undefeated in Koorda. Tell me about Uncle Norn. Norn means snake. Like his name, is a bit of a snake, slithering around up to no good. He thinks the world is against him, but it's his own doings that make people wary of him. He's got a good heart somewhere deep down, I reckon. Don't see it much, though. Tell me about Uncle Koya. Abaduya Kant Koya. He's like a king around here. An encyclopedia of knowledge, and then some, and a heart of gold. You'd be lucky to spend some time with him. He has people hanging on his every wise word. He's not on the council. Everyone goes to him for counsel. He winks at you. One of his own puns there. Tell me about Mari. Mari is a firecracker. She's got her own ideas about what Koorda should be and how we can run it differently. She's a new generation that thinks an old fella like me is too stuck in the old ways. Uncle rubs one arm. I reckon she misses Sister Wedge more than anyone but me. Tell me about Dejet. My baby girl Dejet, named after a flower, which is appropriate as she brings so much color and life into our world here in Koorda. Proud to say she works hard, minds her business, and doesn't get involved in others' drama. She's the apple of my eye. Tell me about Ngama. Ngama. He's my boy too. He thinks too much about what people expect of him, and this led him to make his own path. He's happy being above ground. He's always close when any of us need him, and that makes me happy. His name means waterhole, and we certainly replenish ourselves through his heart. Tell me about DJ. Hello, am I invisible now? Uncle laughs. DJ. Well, we love having him here, of course. His warm smile creases the corners of his eyes. We know he's had a rough start. We're all hoping he'll become part of the Koorda family. Tell me about yourself. Well, I haven't had the luxury of growing up with my mob, and that is why I make sure my kids are raised with kinship and cultural responsibility. I give them what I didn't get. Bye. Koorda 1. Alright, Auntie Acacia. Auntie gives you a small wave as you approach. Well, I'm happy you're here. Everyone who knows me knows I love my mark, my tea. Do you mind making me a cup, bub? I need warming up. You know how Auntie takes her tea, DJ? Help your friend now. Very fussy about my mark. It's gotta be just right. Okay, Mom. Yuck. He looks at you. Finding lemongrass above ground would be a place to start. A good place to start. What do you do around here? I'm here to support my community, especially young mob like DJ and Mari, as they are good kids. I yarn up to a lot of mob from all the different towns across West Oz, so I want to keep my finger on the pulse by knowing what is going on outside of Koorda. You'll see me racing around Koorda using my magic to speed up this little beast. She pats her armrest fondly. What's it like being an elder? Taps a finger on her chin. Well, it's a lot of responsibility, but as time has gone on, I've learned to enjoy it. You don't just call yourself a leader, you become one. I'm lucky enough to have all of my community supporting me, and I'm proud of what we got here, as we built it together. Bye. Lovely to have you here. You're welcome anytime. Free to come to me if you need anything. Perfect place to sit and have a yarn. Ozzy's got her own ways of getting around. Hot fruit's fine when you've got nothing else, but it sure is nice to see a yam without a suntan. This grease spatter mechanic watches you approach, not unkindly, but with a hint of wariness to his gaze. He nods in the direction of the fire pit. Saw you talking to the old man. Don't let him scare you off. Plenty of us mob around. Alright, so I'm going to give you a head start in getting to know everyone here. Head to the jet for fresh veggies, Mom Yak for a cuppa and a good yarn. But don't go to Mom Yak K for a bedtime story, because you won't sleep with her spirit stories. How hot does... darn it. Aluminium have to be to melt? He scratches his chin. Would be about 660.3 degrees centigrade. It's a bit sad to see you and your dad fighting openly in front of a stranger. He grimaces. Yeah, shame job. I can't help getting wild with Dad always thinking negative about me, instead of actually listening. He thinks just because he's older, he knows better. He stares off into the distance. Sometimes I feel like going far away from Buja. Might finally be free of Dad's shadow looming over me all the time. I thought community was everything in Koorda. He runs a hand over his head in frustration. It is, depending on the time and the people in it, who seem to only look out for themselves and their own clique. It's the poxy purple circle, and I'm not in it. What do you do around here? Nothing according to them, but pretty much everything. I keep machines like the cargo elevator running with my magic, and I'm working on a solar-powered car that can travel from here to Meriden. I gotta look after my Mom Yak. She don't know this, but when she nukert, I tune up her wheels. What got you into machines? He gestures enthusiastically. I love knowing how to pull something apart and put it back together. Plus, I enjoy helping everyone as I get to use my magic in good ways for my mob. Got anything to trade? Carborundum. Sharpens your tools and polishes your jewels. Jeweler's Rouge. Mainly used to polish silver and gold jewelry. Screwdriver, scrap, car battery, radio parts, and copper wiring. Alright, bye. Border 1. This is probably Benar. Society's taken a bit of a rough turn when the local bottle-o actually sells just bottles. The cargo elevator. Not sure where that's going to take us. Let's talk to the stranger, who potentially is Benar. Kaya. That means hello in Ungar. I'm the head of all the barter crews here in Koorda, so anything to do with trading and supplying, I'm your first point of contact. Let's make sure our transactions are fruitful. Do you know anyone named Benar? I guess you could say that, as Benar is I and I am Benar. But call me Kane, please, as only those who are a trusted friend of Koorda get the right to call me Benar, and I decide. With respect. Wait, you don't let me call you Benar. His smile is cool. One day, brother. Good things come to those who wait. The council asked me to speak with you. His eyes light up. Yes, the council wants to expand their networks so that Koorda has more opportunities to have more variety in and for the community. So what I want you to do is set up 3 trade outposts with different towns, and then come back and see me. If you do this, I can get you access to exotic trade goods. I even throw in a special reward, just for you. Go talk to Mari. She might be able to help. She just came back from a barter crew run, and might be able to point you in the right direction. You know what kind of milk Auntie Acacia prefers in her tea. I've only got fresh camel milk, but I must warn you, Mom Yak prefers tinned milk. Any new trade routes, as my usual contacts are all out of stock at the moment. I know someone in Meriden who's great at accounting. You think they could work with you? He shakes his head. Look, mate, an accountant sounds nice, but truthfully speaking, I can't trust your judgment as you haven't put in the work bartering and getting Koorda money. It's too much of a risk for me, sorry. Can you sell me some tinned milk? At this point, I'm out of stock. If you set up a new trade route, I could get a supply for Koorda. What have you got for me? Seems like a few of the quests give you an easy solution from the get-go. So like I could get camel milk for Auntie Acacia's tea, but she wants tin milk. I could give this romance novel to Siobhan back in Southern Cross, but that's not the correct romance novel. Steel needles and thread. Shoes, belts, and oilskin hats. These needles can fix them all. So it's probably worth putting in the extra legwork to do the quest properly. Heartbreak at dawn. Nancy's heart had ached ever since her sister had died, but Jacob's hand on the small of her back created a spark in her cold heart. Page 44. Let's grab that. Okay, and I believe, what was her name? The one girl went back up top. I think what we'll do is make one more pass next time. Now that we've spoken to everybody, down here to see if anyone has anything new to say. People do like to gossip. We also leveled up. We'll take care of that next time as well. So for now, I'm going to call it here. Next time we've got a plan, kind of, and we'll enact it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.